Hi, my name is Rachel Long, and I'm here to discuss natural resource degradation in Ethiopia. Ethiopia is a classic example of how severe degradation of ecosystems can productive agricultural lands and poor utilization of water resources increase poverty, food insecurity, loss of biodiversity, and even conflict. Ethiopia has an abundant natural resources, adequate landmass, fertile soil, favorable climate, water, wildlife, and others. Many of its resources need to be correctly identified, well managed, and fully exploited. The concern of this review is collating the current state of knowledge about the status of the land, water, forest, rangeland, and wildlife resources, and hence assessing their degradation tendencies. Special attention must be given to properly managing natural resources and ecosystems so that they contribute to provide the goods and services the population needs. Two examples is agriculture and extensification to produce more food for the rapidly growing population is causing unprecedented changes in near natural environments like land, forest, water, grassland, and wildlife. Another example is intense pressure from various human activities and implying improper farming and management practices have posed severe threats to the sustainability of natural resources and the maintenance of balanced ecosystems. The ethical ramifications of this problem is land degradation has become a severe concern in Ethiopia, affecting many aspects of the population's social, economic, and political lives. It is one of the country's most significant agricultural developments and food security obstacles. The rate of land degradation in the country is exceptionally high. Most of the country's agricultural land, mainly in the highlands, suffers from severe to moderate land degradation. Some existing policies that are trying to help with the problem is in Ethiopia, People in Need promotes a holistic natural resource management approach to allow communities of the target areas to actively implement long-term measures for the rehabilitation and protection of communal and individually managed lands, and to enable the sustainable development of livelihoods of local households. Another policy is the Conservation Strategy of Ethiopia and the Environmental Policy of Ethiopia, which was adopted in 1997. Federal laws on environmental origin establishment, environmental pollution control, solid waste management, and environmental impact assessment and influent emission standards has been issued. Over 1.5 decades, the government has ratified several international and regional multilateral environmental agreements. They have been made part of the laws of the country. Moreover, several relevant environmental protection, technical, and procedural general and sectoral guidelines have been improved. The effectiveness of these procedures, for instance, with People in Need, with the help of Czech Development Agency and other donors, People in Need has managed natural resources in Ethiopia since 2008. This organization has brought technical innovations to foresting poorly kept or degraded areas, worked with livestock, and promoted integrated forms of agriculture. They have also introduced new fodder crops, erosion control plants, grass, and multi-purpose woody plants. Together with communities, they build landscape infrastructure, including anti-erosion steps, detention basins, ponds, and dikes. They also arrange training and analysis to prepare local governments and communities for planning and running different landscape projects. For the second one, the Conservation Strategy of Ethiopia and the Environmental Policy of Ethiopia. The overall policy goal is to improve and enhance the health and quality of life of all Ethiopians and promote sustainable social and economic development through the sound management and use of natural human-made and cultural resources and the environment to meet the needs of the present generation without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. Before I get into the ethical approach solution, I want to explain what environmental ethics is. Environmental ethics is a branch of ethics that studies the relationship between human beings and the environment, and how ethics plays a role in this. Environmental ethics believes that humans are a part of society, and other creatures, including plants and animals. These items are an essential part of the world and are a functional part of human life. For instance, intrinsic value is an ethical approach solution. We want to protect biodiversity because of its intrinsic value. The intrinsic value of species other than humans contributes to the economy and promotes our well-being. Moreover, just as the intrinsic value of human beings provides a cornerstone for social justice, extending such values to nature would require the environmental policies incorporate concepts of fairness, equality, and well-being in the decisions that affect the natural world. Economic systems do not recognize the intrinsic value of natural assets and the services they provide, which contributes to the mismanagement of natural resources. Integrating nature into economic decision-making is not the same as merely putting a price on nature. Aiming to improve the region's environmental assets, it financially compensates activities encouraging sustainable intensification of cattle production, including conservation and emission reduction. And piggybacking off that, a proposed augmentation to existing policy would be natural resources, both renewable and non-renewable, and ecosystem services are part of the real wealth of nations. They are the natural capital from which other forms of capital are made. They contribute towards fiscal revenue, income, and poverty reduction. Sectors related to natural resources provide jobs and are often the basis of livelihoods in poorer communities. Owing to this fundamental importance of natural resources, they must be managed sustainably. Government plays an essential role in putting into place policies that ensure the resources contribute to the long-term economic development of nations and not only to short-term revenue generation. High-quality institutions in the present and planning for the future can turn the so-called resource curse into an opportunity. The economic importance of natural resources is paramount. By creating an adequate incentive framework, the government in Ethiopia can contribute towards maintaining the economic benefits of natural resource use in the long term. And that is all I have for you today. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Thank you.